In today's video, I wanted to talk to you all about some upcoming FPS games of 2021 and beyond, and not just some random FPS games, but what I think could be some of the best projects that's releasing. Keep in mind this is all created with my own opinion in mind, but I do feel all these projects are truly exciting, so let's get into it right away. First off, we have got a next-gen project being made by one single developer, and that is Bright Memory Infinite. The game's newest trailer from E3 2021 is an absolute blast to watch, and believe it or not, shows in-game footage that we'll all be experiencing when it finally releases, and I'm pretty excited about it. In this upcoming game, you'll take down ancient mythical beasts and futuristic enemy soldiers alike in a stylish combo-focused sword and gunplay combat system. A precise dash and a pulse glove knocking enemies into the air enables extended combo chains to finish off threats with finesse and precision, while racking up massive scores. After the discovery of a strange substance capable of reviving the dead, a private military organization seeks to steal the life-giving breakthrough for its own maniacal ends. While defeating the substance, Special Operative Shelia, the main character, is warped along with the enemy squad to an island floating over the North Pole, where mythological creatures such as dragons and demons roam alongside resurrected human corpses. As said by the developer, this is a true mesmerizingly beautiful world combining science fiction and Chinese culture, and created using Unreal Engine 4. Bright Memory Infinite will arrive sometime in 2021 on PC and Xbox Series X. Next up, we have Scorn, an upcoming grotesque horror FPS game that has been in the works for such a long time now, but is looking to finally release sometime in 2022. Thanks to an important and successful partnership with Xbox, the team has received a lot more funding, thus creating so many opportunities for new enhancements and overall a better game. Scorn is a beautiful looking creepy project that began development back 7 years ago in 2014, when the team was still small, and the next few years were spent figuring out which available tools would allow them to make the game they wanted to make, and then they had the best partnership they could have received to do exactly that. Scorn is a first-person horror adventure game designed around the idea of being thrown into the world. As players explore the dreamlike world in a non-linear fashion, they will soon learn that every location has its own story, puzzles, and characters. Even the unsettling environment is a character itself. The team has drawn visual inspiration from the Swiss painter H.R. Giger, of course. Serbian studio Ip Software was founded with the sole purpose of creating a different breed of video games, and Scorn aims to deliver exactly that. It is a different world that will have you creeped out and scared even though there's nothing happening. It's all about the atmosphere. Next up, we have 6 Days In Fallujah, a game that aims to be one of the most realistic that ever existed, and is coming this December 2021 to all consoles except Switch. Believe it or not, this game is meant to be a true survival horror, as it portrays almost exactly what happened during this real-life procedure back in the beginning of the 2000s. You don't know what's behind that door or that corner, and each shot counts, so be extremely careful. 6 Days In Fallujah is a first-person tactical shooter that recreates true stories of Marines, soldiers, and Iraqi civilians during the toughest urban battles since 1968. Lead a fire team through real events from the battle. Each mission is narrated by a real person, while you experience these same moments as if you were this person. Experience the uncertainty of combat through a groundbreaking procedural architecture system that reshapes the battlefield every time you play. Every room and every building changes every time. So just like actual combat, you'll never know what to expect, which is where comes the true horror. Overcome insurgents by executing authentic tactics with your team. One tap orders your team to fix enemies in place with suppressive fire, so you can flank, breach, and clear rooms, and more. The Go command makes it as easy to direct your team as it is to fire your weapon. Let me know what you think of this game and if you're excited for it. Next up, we have Stalker 2, a post-apocalyptic FPS game that went in my list of most anticipated games in an instant, thanks to its new gameplay reveal, which is looking absolutely amazing. In this game, the Chernobyl exclusion zone has changed dramatically after the second massive explosion in the year 2006. Violent mutants, enemies, deadly anomalies, warring factions have made the zone a very tough place to survive. Nevertheless, artifacts of unbelievable value attracted many people, called Stalkers, who entered the zone for their own risk, striving to make a fortune out of it, or even to find the truth concealed in the heart of Chernobyl. Take over a role of the lone Stalker and explore photorealistic, seamless open world in a huge world with a variety of environments that reveal post-apocalyptic atmosphere from different angles. Make your way through the zone to define your destiny as you choose your path with an highly branching epic story. Prepare to encounter or refine mutated creatures that will try to slaughter you following different behavior model. Each mutant may appear in different subtypes, which makes their behavior less predictable. Truly extreme danger represent regions with lairs with numerous mutants hunting in large groups. You'll meet members of different factions, deciding who of them worth your friendship and who deserves a bullet. It is all your decision in this game. Engage intense gunfights with a variety of enemies that follow different tactics, trying to outsmart you with a ton of unique weapons. Next up we have Far Cry 6. I love how different and similar in some ways that the open world of Far Cry 6 looks. It is a familiar but completely different setting that is looking pretty interesting, with different cities, villages, islands, and such. Far Cry 6 takes place on the fictional Caribbean island of Yara, which is inspired by Cuba and described as the largest Far Cry playground to date, and a tropical paradise frozen in time. It is ruled by El Presidente Anton Castillo, a fascist dictator with full control over the island. Castillo is guiding his son Diego, who is unsure of his own future, to follow in his footsteps. Far Cry 6 will be a bit different than other games in the series. To succeed against the overwhelming power of Anton's army in this game, players will need to embrace the Resolver spirit, a philosophy of resourcefulness found across Yara, making use of everything and whatever they have to inflict chaos on the regime. Far Cry 6 features a broad and unexpected arsenal of customizable Resolver weapons and tools. This will see you using the likes of a motorcycle engine powered minigun to a Macarena weapon that shoots CD music. Playable in solo or two-player co-op, Far Cry 6 will also give players unprecedented freedom to experience the game they want by supporting their playstyle, whether they prefer a stealthy or forceful approach. Next up we have Project Ferocious, a King Kong and Crisis inspired game being made by one single developer only, and has been in the works for quite a long time now. I've been talking with the dev for about a year now, and I can tell you this game is going to be something different and awesome. In Ferocious you'll explore, survive, and fight. In this game you are all alone on a deadly island occupied by hostile forces. Equipped with a camera, you are trying to uncover the truth while using a wide arsenal of weapons and tools to survive. Explore the island by rappelling steep cliffs, discovering underwater caves, and trying to hide from the terrifying creatures inhabiting this lost world. Tales from sea monsters and missing sailors surround a thick mysterious fog on the Pacific Ocean. The distress call from a group of missing investigative journalists leads you right in the middle of it, where you find a tropical island where no island should be. Hostile forces want to keep the island a secret at all costs, and to uncover the truth and find your friends, you will not only have to survive them, but also the fierce inhabitants of this lost world. There's also going to be destructible environments and vehicles to get around on the island, which will be interesting. Next up we have World War Z Aftermath. I never expected to put this kind of game onto an upcoming FPS list, but here we are. This evolution from the first World War Z game will include a ton of new missions, new story, new characters and such, but also the long-awaited FPS mode where you'll be able to complete the whole game in first person if you'd like, and will add an experience never seen before in World War Z. In this game, turn the tide of the zombie apocalypse across consoles and PC with full crossplay. Join up to 3 friends or play on your own with AI teammates against hordes of ravenous zombies in intense story episodes across new zombie-ravaged locations around the world, like Rome, Vatican City, and Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. Play as both new and returning characters as you take the fight to the undead with a brutal new melee system, decimating Zikis with unique moves, perks, and dual-wield weapon options like the sickle and cleaver. Fend off new undead monstrosities, including swarms of flesh-hungry rats that will unleash total chaos on your team. Super excited for this one. Next up we have Sprawl. Sprawl is a hardcore retro FPS set in an endless cyberpunk megapolis. Here the streets are your playground. The dark alleys and dilapidated apartments are all surfaces compatible with your Icarus cybernetic implant. This implant allows you to perform gravity-defying aquatic wall-running maneuvers. Your enemies, the militarized police of the Sprawl, stand no chance. Not only that, but their blood fuels this same implant, vastly enhancing your reaction time. On command, you can enter a state in which even bullets move at a snail's pace. A vast arsenal of weapons lie at your disposal. The armies of the corporate government are endless, but be warned. Escape the walled city and take on the militarized government of the Sprawl. Fueled by the blood of your enemies and a mysterious voice in your head, make your way towards the spire to topple whatever lays within. It is an exciting Doom and Half-Life inspired project that wants to bring back the classics, and I'm actually really liking what I'm seeing here. Hopefully this game does well. Next up we have Battlefield 2042. I couldn't have not included this game onto the list, as it is sure to be an awesome FPS experience, especially on new-gen consoles and PC. Battlefield 2042 marks the return to the iconic all-out warfare of the franchise. Adapt and overcome dynamically changing battlegrounds with the help of your squad and a cutting-edge arsenal. With support for 128 players, prepare for unprecedented scale on vast environments, take on massive experiences from updated multiplayer modes like Conquest and Breakthrough to the all-new Hazard Zone. There's large-scale battles on 7 massive maps designed for the all-out experience of Battlefield 2042. Each battlefield has multiple distinct combat areas housed in a single play space, which means more variety and more meaningful vehicle gameplay. Also, some areas will have 100% full destruction, meaning you can destroy absolutely everything in your path to do the objectives you like. As said by the developers, experience ever-changing battle conditions and gameplay challenges, adapt on the fly to dynamic events and storms or volcano eruptions, a rocket launch, and way more. Unleash your combat creativity through a full roster of cutting-edge weapons, helicopters, and all new equipment inspired by the near future of 2042. Finally, we have Escape from Tarkov. This game has already released, but I'm still including this game in because of its most massive and game-changing expansion that's coming soon, which is the Streets of Tarkov. The trailer shows player entering and exploring the many complexes with shots of its large underground parking facility, daycare center, and a ground floor shop of some kind that has been looted by other players. The new map is set in a residential area called Concordia, which is a business-class residential complex consisting of 2 buildings. It is located in the business part of the central district. You can expect the Streets of Tarkov map, which the developer is calling its most ambitious new location in the game, to arrive with a future version of update 0.13, which is kind of soon. It'll feature new enemies, vehicles to fight, many different apartments to loot and get lost in, and much more. Something completely different than what people are used to with Escape from Tarkov. At its core, this game is a hardcore and realistic online first-person action RPG simulator with MMO features and a story-driven walkthrough. There's players to fight as well as raids and NPCs to kill. I'm pretty excited for this expansion. Alright guys, that is all for today's video. If you'd like me to make a part 2 of upcoming FPS games, then definitely make sure you drop a like onto this and of course subscribe to stay tuned. I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Wayne 236, Thunderbeard, Kian Zofagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rash Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.